I'm playing Two Worlds. Two Worlds is one of those games that's so bad that it's a direct insult to the person that bought it. I'm that person. Of all the truly awful games out there that have been deservedly ripped apart, this one has gone by completely unscathed. However, to its credit, it did have a lot of people excited for it before it even came out. This came out in a time when there was virtually no fantasy RPGs available on the Xbox 360, aside from Oblivion. When Two Worlds was first announced, yeah, I got instantly excited for it. They promised a lot of tantalizing features like online cooperative play and unprecedented combat maneuvers. Since the moment it was announced, Two Worlds was compared to Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. Both are fantasy, both are open-ended, both are RPGs. But Two Worlds immediately claimed that it was going to put Oblivion to shame. Developers talked about how realistic the environments are, how massive the world is going to be, how you could ride horses and fight while riding. IGN.com was running Two Worlds Tuesdays, leading up to the release for several months. Look at what it says on the back of the box. The new 10 standard to measure all other RPGs against. This game is 100% next generation RPG. A big and long overdue leap in RPGs. It's Oblivion on steroids? Damn! With quotes like this, how could you not get excited? And that's exactly what happened to me and my friends. We got excited. We fell into the hype. We bought frozen pizzas and cases of Dr. Pepper so that all weekend we could be playing Two Worlds. Instead, our weekend consisted only of pain, betrayal, and psychological torment that continues to this day. You'll see why. The game opens up with narration by a poor man's James Earl Jones, setting up the riveting plot.
The death of Ozyral, the god of the orcs.
An orc god named Ozyral was killed by... we have no idea what, actually. The game doesn't tell us. But now the world is threatened by something far greater, far more evil than imaginations can conjure. Mere mention of the name causes all living things of the planet to tremble!
The continent became infested with the taint.
I'll let that sink in for a moment.
With the taint.
It only gets worse from here. The actual game starts with your character riding through the rain, with a hot chick along. Okay, TNA is a good way to start. She's injured and falls off.
Why did you not tell me? You will bleed to death.
'Tis just a flesh wound.
Okay, stop. No. If you want anyone to take your game seriously, you cannot open with a Monty Python reference. But at least they got the female lead right. I mean, look at her. She's got that gothic thing going for her. Long black hair, slender legs, and an open blouse to expose her excellent figure. Hell, yes. She gets captured by the evil Gandalf right away, but that's okay. This chick is hot, and I will venture to hell and back to rescue her.
Your sister is alive.
Oh, come on! She's my sister? I'm only 5 minutes into this game, and I've already been cock-blocked. After burying confusing feelings deep inside my subconsciousness, which will undoubtedly cause issues in all future relationships, the village elder gives me my first quest, clear a cave of monsters. And now we dive headfirst into the cesspool of problems that is Two Worlds. Before any of the actual gameplay, it's impossible to ignore what is easily the most laughable voice acting I have ever heard. I'm not really sure what's worse, the writing or the delivery. Listen to this enlightening conversation.
And why should I not go back there, pray?
Warriors, hard ones, not very friendly. One of them stayed to await your return.
Ha! The elder clearly thought I would run rather than meet this man. Forsooth, 'twas generous, but he now has lost the chance to save money.
Good lord, there are so many things wrong with this I don't know where to start. The entire game is like it was written by a 7th grader trying to emulate Shakespeare. Each old-timey word is almost never used in proper vernacular. The game spews out dialogue that would make LARPers feel embarrassed. I feel bad for anyone who has to act this garbage. No wait, I take that back. I don't feel bad for any of the voice actors in this game. Atrocious writing or not, every voice actor is bad. Their inflections are awful, every line of speech is forced, and there's absolutely no emotion behind anything. You ever see actors intentionally trying to act poorly? Where they're like, "No, do not go into that cave, for the monsters will surely claim your life." That's how everyone speaks in this game. Only in their head, they are acting. Oh yeah, the characters look like ass too. This would barely pass as PS2 graphics. The lip syncing in this game makes Godzilla movies look masterful. Not only does everyone look bad, they're animated like crap too. Now, to be fair, not everything looks terrible. The environments are kinda nice. I will concede that that aspect is somewhat decent. Anyway, back to the actual game. After being warned about the Hard Warriors, I go back to town and I'm greeted by Gandohar, the villain who captured my sister Kira in the first place. He wants me to go meet his master named Reist in the Goat's Cave. Which, for the record, I searched that entire cave. I didn't see a single goat in there. I talked to Reist and he says to go talk to Gandohar. Why did I need to come in here again? Gandohar reveals that they wish to revive the evil god Alizar for whatever reason. But to do that, they need a sacred key, and that key needs to be combined with 4 separate keys representing the 4 elements: earth, wind, water, and fire. Gee, an epic RPG where I need to collect treasures of the elements? I've never heard that one before. The problem is that Gandohar doesn't know where the keys are. Luckily, he has a contact that does, and he points me in his direction.
They call him Ho.
What?
They call him Ho.
You've got to be kidding me. His name is Ho? I didn't realize Gandohar was a pimp of male prostitutes, I guess, but his name is Ho? Even your main character doesn't believe it.
And the whereabouts of the last 3 parts are known to whom?
I told you, Ho.
So I go to see Gandohar's bottom bitch, who is nearby the village of Windbreak, which I presume is nearby the Valley of Ass. And this is when I question the game design. You see, up to this point, I've been fighting mostly wolves, retarded boars that have no depth perception, and half-naked bandits. Pretty standard stuff so far, but I traveled just a little bit to the south and holy shit, wyverns! Okay, there is some sort of standard of progression when it comes to RPGs. Sure, you start off as a lowly adventurer, you naturally need to kill some sort of mundane critter, like rats or goblins. Yes, you make your way to bandits eventually, but to have the next step be wyverns? I'm sorry, but you've jumped over a few steps in the whole level up process. I felt like I missed something, so I searched around for alternate paths or caves or something like that I missed, but nope, the game expects you to take on wyverns this soon. Okay, fine, I tried to take them on, and you know what happened? I died. At this point, I said screw it. I found a way to open up the command console on the 360 version and set my strength to 32,767. Yes, I cheated. And I'm okay with that. You know why? The game cheated me out of $60 when I bought it. I'm allowed this. I gotta mention how terrible the combat is. There is no surefire way to attack what you're aiming at, so it all boils down to nothing more than a button masher swinging wildly at everything around you. And I mean wildly. You swing a short sword around like it's a friggin' lightsaber. Anytime you hit something, the most basic blood effect squirts out. I've seen Mortal Kombat blood look better than this. Also, did you hear what happens when I slice this guy with my sword? What the hell? I'm not punching him. I'm using a steel blade to draw blood. That's it. I can't take it anymore. I've had it with this game. By the way, that's not the video skipping on you. That's how the game actually runs. Anytime you get into a battle, the frame rate drops from 20 to about 6. It's like anytime you hit something, everything needs to pause so that the system can catch up. I guess the game calculates the damage algorithm with an abacus. Anyway, I make my way to meet Ho, which I do at the dead of night at his usual spot. Naturally, the first thing he asks me is if I'm a cop. I say no, and he gives me the information that I need. Also, his favorite word is verily.
Verily, 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 verily.
I shouldn't make fun of Ho too much. It's not like the main character's any better. Your hero constantly shouts out the most astute observation whilst traveling the land.
That's cold. Closed.
Who does that? Who simply states whatever they're feeling currently out loud?
Cold. Wet. Aroused.
Almost every quest in this game boils down to going back and forth talking to the same people over and over again. I already got that from Rice and Gandohar earlier, but even when I go to get the Earth Relic, I need to talk to the captain of the guard, who sends me to check on a broken wagon. So I go back and talk to the captain again, who tells me to go talk to the leader of the orcs, only he isn't there. So I talk to the captain again, who sends me to a different place. I talk to the orc leader, who wants me to go all the way back and talk to the captain. Well, I got sick of the runaround, so I just bitch slapped the orc and took the Earth Element. And if you think that was bad, the Water Element was worse. The Water Element is hidden in a temple of a village, and in order to get in, you have to talk to a man near the city gate. He tells you to talk to a guy in an inn, who tells me to go talk to another guy, and then you have to talk to the first guy. He says thanks, and then you have to talk to him again for him to tell you to go talk to a completely different guy, and that guy says it's okay for you to go inside the temple. This is all in the same city. There are better ways to pad out game time, people. I kill some serpents and grab the Water Element inside the temple. When I came out, the city was being attacked by orcs, and the peasants and women scream for my help. I intentionally ignore their calls and leave town. What? It's not my fault they're getting their asses attacked. Knowing the city guards, they're probably too busy trying to talk them out of attacking. Thankfully, the developers put almost no effort into the air element, since it's just laying around in a forest up for grabs. The fire element probably had a huge quest line or something for it, but I was so sick of the game that I teleported through the wall and took it. Again, I don't care. With the full artifact in hand, I return to Gandohar. He steals it, and I have to kill a keeper at the top of a tower to stop the summoning of the evil god, and I finally arrive to confront the villains themselves. First up is Reist, who immediately transforms into a Balrog. He actually does manage to kill me a few times, but there's a resurrection point right nearby, so I could just continuously throw myself at him until I win. And I do. Finally, it's time to kill Gandohar. He offers you a choice: fight him and stop the god, or to join him and become evil tyrants of the land. As tempting as domination sounds, I just really want to kill this guy. And his boss battle is extremely underwhelming. No cool transformations, no multi-phase battle. Gandohar just swings a sword and maybe throws a fireball at you. Reist was harder than this. But I kill him. I defeat Gandohar. I save Kira and all the land. Time for the ending sequence. The single nugget at the end of this tunnel, which will validate all the wasted time leading up to this point. Let it be glorious, so that I may raise my arms in victory!
Kira?
What the? What is? Did I just?
We shall find a place of rest eventually. I promise you.
What is? Is that? What? What the hell just happened? Was that the ending? Was that the beginning? Did killing Gandohar create a time loop which sent me back to the beginning where Kira gets captured by Gandohar? Only Gandohar doesn't capture Kira because I killed him in the future, making this some sort of future past? And why is my hot sister holding on to me so suggestively? I put those confusing feelings deep into the recesses of my mind, only to have her unearth them again! And that's it! There aren't even any credits or music to listen to afterwards. It just goes back to the title screen. Maybe the evil ending's better. Maybe I'll feel a lot more fulfilled if I become an evil lord and plague the land with an unfathomable terror. And that's it. That's everything. All the hype, all the build-up for that. That's why my final rating for this game is a canceled Christmas out of 10. All year, I was anticipating it and getting excited. I could not wait for the day Two Worlds was released. The night before, I couldn't sleep because I was filled with too much energy because the next day, I was gonna have my hands on Two Worlds. But when that day came, it was nothing but empty promises, sheer disappointment, and a broken heart. So why did I even spend so much time telling you about this game? Because they're making a second one. And I'm gonna play it. Oh God.